1 and 2 and 3. Welcome friends to this 15th episode in my vlog series, and we're actually kind of halfway through season 1. I don't think I've shared this with you before, but I kind of had in my head that I would do a certain number of episodes and just then sort of stand back and see how it all sort of looked and what I sort of learnt. But this is kind of like a midterm report, and I planned to do this from the start, like halfway through, to just update you on what I've learnt so far and how's it been going and what it's like to be vlogging on YouTube. The reason I decided to go on this vlogging adventure was mainly provoked by a radio show on the BBC that was put together by their head of arts. I think his name's Gompertz. And it was about YouTube and how they were tackling the issue of content. And sort of the really interesting way they were getting everyday people, like anyone could become a content creator. And that was like the big divide for me between YouTube and television. Television, like, so much work goes into producing, all that content. Not that there's not less work involved in vlogging, but you don't need like a whole team of professionals behind you. YouTube are kind of doing this experiment where they're giving anyone the tools to create content. Unfortunately, at the moment, it's mostly beneficial to people that live in LA or London, because that's where they've set up special YouTube studios. But then there's sort of anomalies like the most watched YouTuber ever at the moment, PewDiePie, who's Swedish and lives in Brighton. And as far as I know, I mean, I have no idea whether he's even visited the YouTube studios or not, but that kind of gives me hope as well, that if you tap into a certain type of content that people want, you don't need any of YouTube's help. You can still be really successful. I should go through my points actually, because I'm starting to edge very closely to them. I'm going to go through this in point form. This is what I've learned from vlogging so far. Is that a good intro? That was a bit lame at the end there. A bit wet. Okay, here are what I have learned from vlogging. Thing number 1, shush! That's not it. First thing what I have learnt from vlogging is making 10-minute videos can take all day. I kind of did a lot of planning before I started this vlogging thing, because I've noticed a lot of vloggers tend to do everything off the cuff, and I admire their pioneering spirit, but I wanted to do things differently, so I planned things a bit, and I decided that a good sort of time for a video was between 8 and 14 minutes. I plucked that out of the air. I figure 8 and 14 minutes, that's not asking a lot of people. Like, that's not a lot of time in someone's life. And I've watched videos that have gone for a lot longer on YouTube. I'd be really curious to know if you guys think there's a formula as viewers. There's so much that's interesting about doing this. I was a bit ambitious, maybe over-ambitious, and I wanted to do sort of things that were scripted or that I had to go out and take footage of, and there's still a lot of videos I haven't made yet because of the production involved. You could easily just sort of set aside a whole day just to make a little 10-minute video so easily. Second point is, YouTubers are a really weird mob of people. The YouTube creator experiment is what I'm calling it. I mean, I'm doing it, so it must be odd. I'm attracted to it because it's an odd, unusual thing to do. It's a certain breed of person that can walk down the street holding a camera in their hand like this and talking at it the whole time whilst ignoring the entire world sort of whizzing around them. And when I say YouTubers, I mean the people that are actually making a living, that are actually generating enough views on their videos to be able to earn sometimes quite a decent amount of money for themselves. You can make a living wage being a YouTube creator, and that's the whole point of the YouTube experiment. People get paid, to produce television programs, so why shouldn't they get paid to produce content for YouTube, which, like television, has advertising to help fund things. So Is that a bit dry? I think I just waffled. I don't really do it the way a lot of people do it. I don't record every waking moment. I don't go outside. I have ridden my bicycle and vlogged, which you might see at some point. Quite like bicycle cam actually. I've noticed that a lot of sort of 20-something people mostly have been elevated to the stage of experts without actually having any knowledge outside of this sort of little vlogging world they have. I didn't know. I heard a vlogger the other day. They were talking about an interior of a house, and one of them said, "Oh, is this what style is this? Is it Victorian?" And then the other one went, "Oh, I think it's Renaissance." And it's like, don't talk anymore. That's when you start questioning why you would bother watching some of these vloggers. I think I've only seen like a couple, I think, that actually happy to sacrifice popularity for talking about current events or interesting topics, not just doing wacky challenges. Okay, my third point actually kind of relates, they're all sort of chained together. Age specific, I can't say specific, age specific, what's another word? Content for certain age groups. But yeah, there was this couple and they started off just doing cooking videos or something like that. They were talking about adjusting their content to suit their viewers. And they mentioned this engaged 11 to 14-year-old group. And I was like, what? If you look at the comments, you can tell how young the viewers are a lot of the times. And especially vloggers that might have a gaming channel. Because gaming channels obviously attract a young audience who then go look at the vlogs. If you're using really over-sexualized language like slut and whore and just horrible, nasty, derogative words, even though you're using them in a funny, wacky context, should they really be directed at this engaged 11 to 14 market? Or like, what are you giving these people that have come to you for gaming, gone to your vlog, and then, yeah. Part of the reason I wanted to do vlogging is because I could see that YouTube could become just like television for certain age groups. And I don't see why that shouldn't be my age group as well, or just an older age group. Unfortunately, my age group watches more TV than YouTube, I think. I don't know the demographics. Okay, fourth thing on my list was that there's a thing called YouTube Creators Bootcamp. And it pretty much gives you all the guidelines that YouTube have for how to make content, get subscribers, get people looking at your videos. The message board is like MySpace circa whenever MySpace was popular. It is a mess of people with the strangest interests. And that actually brings me sort of to my next point. It's nice that they all joined. Minecraft is everything and everything is Minecraft. I did not know what Minecraft was until I started vlogging, and I watched a few vlogging channels, then I watched their gaming channels, then I realised they're all playing the same game. And then I felt like a really stupid old person. It's like, what is this thing called Minecraft? Of course, hours and hours and hours of gameplay later, I know exactly what Minecraft is, and I have to admit I find it fascinating. I know to a lot of people it's just a game, it's just Minecraft, you just play it, but you can tell I'm over 40 because I'm amazed by video game. It's a bit sad. Okay, I think I'm down to the last thing that I learned, and that is that I would love to do this for a living. I'm so insanely jealous of those vloggers that have been doing this, pretty much creating content for years, that are now making a living. The vloggers that I've noticed that do really well generally started vlogging six or 7 years ago, maybe between 4 and 7 years ago. So if I was to make a living doing this, I would probably have to keep vlogging for another 4 or 5 years. I don't know if I have the resource for that. Sorry, YouTube. You don't have a studio in Melbourne, you don't have any resource in Australia, so... And I think that's everything I've learned. It's not everything I've learned, there's so much more I've learned. It's been a really good thing to do. I wish that I had the luxury to make videos every day. I would make the most amazing videos. That would be awesome. But I can't see that happening at least for another 4 or 5 years. In my head, there's a season a year, so that gives me a few weeks off a year just to do not videoing stuff. When we get to the end of this season, that's when I'm going to assess and work out whether I want to do a second season. And this is where your feedback will either persuade or dissuade or mould the next season. Shush! Bloody cards. I've still got a heap of really interesting videos I want to do, so stick around for the rest of the season. Let me know what you think, and we'll see if there's a season 2. For now though, thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to subscribe, because then I know that you're watching. You can talk to me on Twitter at Bojvlogski, or you can check out my Instagram, which is also Bojvlogski. I post extra bits and pieces on Tumblr if you go to bojvlogski.tumblr.com. Oh, and I always forget to mention, it's not merch, but this is something I designed which you can buy. I guess it's not merch because it doesn't say Bojvlogski on it. It actually, I did this before I started the vlog, and there's a heap of designs up on a site called Print All Over Me, and the cuts are really good. They're all hand put together because they are printed all over. They have to cut the material out and sew the pieces together. So in Australia they take a little while to get to you, but they're such good cuts. They fit really well. They're really nice, and I'm a strange fit, really, and they suit me fine. I'm thinking of doing some t-shirt designs too via print on demand based on last week's board moat video. So if you want to see the modern people live through modern ideals design on a t-shirt, give me a thumbs up or leave me a comment or something, because I feel like that needs to happen. Thanks for sitting through my midterm report. Keep yourselves nice, and I'll see you next week. Bye. Oh, birds.